When should you start hiring for your SMMA business? So we all know, and as I learned, you need a good team, an efficient team to help you scale your agency. You're not going to be able to do all the work by yourself all the time if you want to grow and achieve that 10K a month or 100K a month mark. And hiring individuals at the right time can really just boost that growth and get you to that next level that you want to achieve. And of course, if you're watching this video, you're thinking about that next stage. So you already have that niche. You already have that target audience. You're already solving a problem for some people and you want to boost it to the next level because you have reached your max capacity and you need other people to come in, take off some of the work that you're doing, which is the most time consuming, and helping you scale to that next level. I've had the experience of running my own agency and figuring out these stages. So I'm going to present these stages to you to help you with your SMMA agency so you can start hiring, you can start growing and actually get to that level of expanding and actually not having to work, getting other people to do your work, even though you have the knowledge to help them and progress as well. So first, you want to think about the things that are taking up the most time. What are the bottlenecks in your business? What are you doing day in, day out, which could be passed on to someone else? And when we speak about hiring, it's not hiring someone full-time and paying them a salary. It could be simple jobs. It could be someone setting up invoices, someone replying to quick emails which don't require a lot of attention. For example, you could just hire a VA to do all this work for you for a certain amount of work, so it doesn't have to be that every day they work with you. If you have a set of jobs, you could say, I need you to create this invoice for me, I need you to reply to a few of these emails, and I need you to make this spreadsheet for me. That might take a few hours, you hire someone, and that's £10. But that might have taken you so much longer, or even shorter, who knows. But you don't have to think about that stuff, it's not in your headspace, and you can focus on the main things that will help actually accelerate your business. And this is what I wish I knew when I started my SMMA business. And that is stop doing time-consuming tasks which take up too much headspace and which takes my attention away from the things that I really want to focus on. In this scenario, I hired a VA 2 hours a week where they just do all the little tasks, which I could do, maybe even faster. But I am now able to focus on things that I want to focus on. Sales, speaking to clients, finishing projects, not responding to emails and creating invoices and filling out spreadsheets. Those tasks aren't going to get me to the next level, but speaking to new clients and finishing projects, that's what is. Now, if your bottleneck is clients and trying to get in clients for your business, that is your bottleneck. So you want to hire someone in sales, someone who can speak to clients, someone who has experience in this realm. They can bring that fresh energy, new perspectives that you haven't thought of, where they have experience of working with other companies and other people where they can just give you that knowledge of, okay, you've been doing it this way, but if we tweak it like this, it will work much better. And because they have the knowledge and experience, they'll be able to perform really well for your company and accelerate it. So if your bottleneck is sales, you know what to do. You hire a sales rep, someone who knows what they're doing that can really help. And of course, you run the risk of sometimes not hiring the right person, but that's going to happen. And it's on to you to really assess that person, make sure they're a good fit for what you want to portray and what you want to present to the public. This is one thing I did not consider before I started hiring and when I started my SMMA company. I thought if I had to hire someone, it would have to be full-time on a salary or part-time, constantly paying them, constantly worrying about paying them. I thought of a formula to hire someone on a commission-only model. So for our sales reps, they're working on commission only. For every client they bring in, they get paid. When I started out and I was still trying to bring in the clients, I didn't have the money to pay someone a salary. But on a commission-only model, I'm able to pay them however much because they are bringing in the clients. That is what I'm paying them for. That is what I'm hiring them for. So you could do the same thing and it works really well. It gives them motivation to really get for those clients. You just need to present them with a good script, a good sales model so they can follow it and just do your job for you. And that was my biggest bottleneck. I did not want to spend all my time doing outreach to then trying to manage clients as well. So these sales reps are really helping me with my time because they can do the outreach, they can speak to the clients, and I can finish all the projects and manage them. It just works really well with our business. Now the next thing is you need to weigh up two options. Do you have a time constraint or do you have a money constraint? If you have more time than money, that means you're not in the right position to hire. You only want to hire someone when you are at max capacity and can't do anything. So if you have more time, do some more courses, learn more about the industry, learn more about your service. How could you make it better? What offer could you present which is better than the one that you have now? You could even learn more about hiring as well, because you can really understand and pinpoint the key areas where individuals who want to work for your company are trying to mislead you because they have more expertise in the industry, even though you have taken the time to find out, okay, they're just talking horseshit and I know more than they do, so they're not a right hire for the company. So you need to weigh this up. But if you have more money than time, then that is the right time to hire. And when you do have enough money, you obviously need to crunch the numbers. You're going to have to look at over a year, how much revenue you're going to bring in with this new hire, how much it's going to cost. Is it actually a viable option? Oh, I might be able to hire, but is it actually worth it? Will they actually help grow the company? Because if you hire someone just to post on social media with no objective, that might just be a cost which isn't actually going to help you grow. It might do in the long run, but you just need to think about all these different options, see what is actually a viable option and what will help your business the most. And that is why you need to hire at the right time, because money is the biggest issue. Now, you want to be able to do everything within your business, from the smallest task to the biggest task before you hire. You want to be able to do all the smallest details, because when you do hire someone, you're going to need to explain them. You can't expect someone to come into your company, know exactly how your business runs, ask you a question and then you don't know the answer. That's not how a growing business and accelerating business operates. It is so crucial to have the solid foundations of every single minor detail of your business. With all this knowledge that you have, you can guide your team, you can train them effectively. There will be no mishaps in between, because then you know you have trained them properly, they know what they're doing, they're on the right path, so there can't be any mistakes in between. The more time they spend at your company, the more they're going to get used to it, the more they're going to realize the true priorities of the company, and they'll just be more comfortable in that situation. And as I just said, once your individual is in your company for a long time, they can really specialize in certain tasks. As I've said, I've specialized in hiring sales reps because that is one area I needed help with most. So that's the area that they really helped me with. And the longer they spend, the more responsibilities I can pass on to them and actually get them onto a salary as well, because there are tasks which I'm already planning on delegating to them because they understand all the ins and outs of the services, our offer, how we operate, how we can actually help people, what problem we solve. So they're really just in tune with the company. Now, you don't want to make this mistake. You don't want to hire an individual and pass on all the responsibility to them, because it is still your company. And that's where delegating tasks is crucial, and everyone having a specialized role is also crucial. You don't want one person to be able to do everything. That's why you hire an expert in each field. So you hire an expert in social media posting, you hire an expert in sales reps, you hire an expert in project management. For a web design company, I will eventually need a project manager who understands web design, who understands web development, who understands speaking to clients and how to finish a project, present it to a client. If I ask a social media manager to do that, they are juggling too many tasks and one job isn't completed perfectly. It might be done well, but not perfectly. You want each person to be delegated to each thing, so every job is done perfect and not just a half-assed attempt. Now, where do you find these people? Where do you find the right people to hire for your Smma business? Well, the platform I've used the most is Fiverr and LinkedIn. For Fiverr, I've found my web designers, my web developers, VAs, all these different types of people because it's for certain projects and certain things. But with LinkedIn, that's where I found my sales reps. I put out a job advert, I listed all the job responsibilities and job requirements and the qualifications I require from that person. Then I messaged each person confirming that they understood that it was a commission-only role. You filter through all these results, and then that's when I booked in a meeting, find out about their personality, find out who they are, if I would enjoy working with them, because that's another big thing. You don't want to hire someone just because of they've got 20 years experience. If you can't work with them, how are you going to grow? You're always going to have constant arguments, constant conflicts, and you don't want that. That hurts your business more than it helps. So I always went off the personality. I asked what they like to do as a person, do our personalities match? And then we got onto an onboarding call of, this is how the business operates, this is exactly how we would do things, what do you need from me? I really try and help them. I want them to feel a part of the team instead of me saying, I've hired you to do this, I expect you to complete it now. No, I want to help them in the process. I need to train them, all these different type of things. So depending on what you're looking for, like I said, Fiverr is good for project-based, whereas I looked at LinkedIn for a longer term solution for people to stay in my company. But a quick pointer as well, I've hired people on Fiverr and I've constantly stayed in connection with them. But because it's a project-based, I'm not paying them a salary because Projects vary, some might come in sooner than others, and it's just a better platform for me to use for those single project things. Now with contracts and agreements, you want to make it clear when you're hiring someone through LinkedIn, for example, what their responsibilities are, their working hours, and you can always just download these templates for a work contract for specific jobs to make your life so much easier. Again, you could hire a VA on Fiverr where there's no contracts involved because it's all under Fiverr policy, but you could hire a VA, create a contract for me for this job role, for this pay or this kind of responsibility. Makes your life so much easier. Think about how much time you save when you pay someone £10, for example, for a VA to do that. In that space, you don't have to worry about finding all these different documents online on the internet. You give it to someone else and you can focus on other things, and at the end of the day, you have a document ready which you just need to double check, maybe send for one revision, and then your job is done. You don't have to worry about that. And that is the beauty of hiring. You just save so much time. And again, money does come into play, but if you do have it, it's just such a time saver. So after all of this, we all know that hiring for your SMMA business is essential to scale and grow. But there are many things that you need to look out for, which I've pointed out in the video. So always remember them and don't rush into it. If you're not ready for it, then don't do it. It will be a bigger burden for you to hire too early because you're going to spend too much money, not have anything for yourself, and you're going to end up firing a good person if they are working well, just because you're not able to keep up with their standards. So think logically, crunch the numbers, see if it's possible. Like I said, if you do have more time than money, it's not a right time to hire. You're able to learn things, you're able to onboard more work than you actually think. Then when you do have more money than time, that's when you can hire and really scale the agency and really put everything together, create a solid team for you, and just continue just hiring, expanding, and scaling your business to that 10K, 100K, who knows, even $1 million a month. I hope it really helped with your decision making in when to hire, when not to hire. So if you did enjoy it, if it did help, please leave a like, subscribe, and I post videos every week. So I'll see you next time.